Hello students, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be balancing few chemical equations. So let's get started. Starting off with the first simple chemical reaction, we have sodium oxide reacting with water forming sodium hydroxide. So let's see each element at a time. Now this is a simple reaction. You can see that there are two sodium atoms in the reactant side. So we will balance in the product side our sodium. Now sodium is 2, hydrogen is 2, here also hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is also 2. So the reaction is balanced. Moving on to the next reaction, we have potassium reacting with water forming potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. Now here potassium is 1. If you see clearly, we need to balance our hydrogen atom. So using the hit and trial method, we will simply add 2 in front of water. Now hydrogen becomes 4 here. In order to balance our hydrogen, we will place 2 in front of potassium hydroxide. So 2 plus 2, hydrogen becomes 4 in the product side. We will place 2 in front of potassium to balance our potassium atom. Third reaction, we have iron reacting with water forming, it's a reversible reaction, Fe3O4, triferric tetraoxide and hydrogen are the products. Now this is very simple. Iron is 3. So here also we'll add 3 to balance our iron. Oxygen is 4. So we place 4 in front of water to balance our oxygen. Now hydrogen is how much? 8. And here to balance our hydrogen, what we will write? 4 here. So here also it becomes 8. So 8 hydrogen atoms in the product side and 8 hydrogen atoms in the reactant side. So the reactions are balanced. Moving on to the fourth reaction. Again, this is a simple one. Let's see how many of you can balance this reaction. We get calcium chloride and water. Now this is a simple one. You can clearly see that calcium is balanced. We have to balance only our chlorine and hydrogen. Even oxygen is balanced. So simply we place 2 in front of HCl to balance our hydrogen and chlorine. Moving on to the fifth reaction, we have aluminium reacting with water forming aluminium oxide and hydrogen. Now your aluminium is how much? 2. So we will add 2 in front of aluminium to balance our aluminium atom. Oxygen is 3. So we place 3 in front of water to balance our oxygen. Now hydrogen has become how much? 6 hydrogen. Hydrogen is 6. So here we will add 3 in order to balance our hydrogen. So here also hydrogen became 6 and here also it is 6. So the reaction is balanced. Moving on to the sixth reaction. Again we have aluminium reacting with sulfuric acid forming Al2SO4 whole thrice plus H2. Now see this reaction very carefully. We have aluminium 2, so we will add 2 in front of aluminium to balance it. Now here sulfur is how much? 3. Outside the bracket it is written 3 and inside we have just 1 atom. So 1 into 3, 3 sulfur atoms. So we write 3 in front of sulfuric acid to balance our sulfur. Now hydrogen is how much? Hydrogen is 6 here. So we will add 3 here to make it 6. So hydrogen is also balanced. Let's see how many oxygen atoms are there. 4 3s are 12. 12 oxygen atoms are there in the reactant side. And here also it is 12. So the reaction is balanced. Okay. Let's see the seventh reaction. We have Pb3O4 reacting with HCl forming lead chloride, water and we have chlorine. So let's see, lead is 3. So we will place 3 in front of lead chloride to balance our lead. Oxygen is 4. So here also in front of water we place 4 to balance our oxygen. Now hydrogen is how much? Let's see, it is how much? Hydrogen is 8 in the product side. So we will write 8 here to balance our hydrogen. Now chlorine also needs to be 8. Let's count. Here it is 6 and 2. Here 2 chlorine atoms are there. So here also 8 chlorine atoms are there. So the reaction is balanced. Moving on to the next reaction, we have zinc oxide reacting with sodium hydroxide forming Na2ZnO2. What is the name of this compound? It is sodium zincate. Okay, now here sodium is 2. So we write 2 here to balance our sodium. Zinc is 1. Zinc is 1. Oxygen is how much? 2 and 1. 3 oxygen atoms are there. Let's see. Here also 2 and 1. 3 oxygen atoms are there. So the reaction is balanced. Hydrogen is 2. Hydrogen is 2. So every time see each and every element so that you don't make mistakes, and balancing will come with practice only. So you need to balance few reactions every day in order to become perfect in balancing. Next we have ferric chloride FeCl3 reacting with sodium hydroxide forming sodium chloride and Fe ferric hydroxide. Wherever there is bracket, be very careful in counting the number of atoms. Now sodium is 1 both the sides, but chlorine is 3. So we will write 3 here. So here also we need to add 3 in order to balance our sodium. So sodium and chlorine, both the elements are balanced. Iron is 1. Iron is 1. Oxygen is 3. Here also oxygen is 3. And hydrogen is 3. Here also hydrogen is 3. So the reaction is balanced. Now coming on to the last reaction, we have potassium bicarbonate giving potassium carbonate, water and CO2. So here potassium is 2. So we will write 2 in front of potassium bicarbonate. Now hydrogen is how much here? 2 hydrogen. Here also 2 hydrogen. So hydrogen is balanced. Carbon is how much? 2. Here also 1 and 1. 2 carbon in the product side. So carbon is also balanced. And oxygen is how much? 3 2s are 6. Here it is 3 and 1 and 2. Here also oxygen is 6 in the product side. So the reaction is balanced. See carefully, potassium is 2, potassium is 2, carbon is 2, carbon here we are counting 1 and 1 2, and oxygen is 6. Here oxygen is how much? 6 oxygen atom. So here if we are counting 3 and 1 4, 4 and 2 6 oxygen atoms. So the reaction is balanced. So I hope you have understood these reactions for balancing, and do practice the reactions for balancing. See you in the next video. Thank you.